Good afternoon, Internet. My name is Morph, and welcome to what's going to be an absolute slaughter, my dear. We are going to see blood and guts of the man on stage right. His name is TazzA. Now, as a commentator, I am, of course, completely unbalanced, and I have no opinion about Jaedong. However, the reason why I believe that TazzA is going to be given a new orifice through which he can excrete is that, for a start, he has a terrible versus Zerg. Well, that's not fair. He's played one versus Zerg so far in his career, which was against Oversky, which he lost. And Oversky is a 50% player. One moment, 0. So you could say that him losing to Oversky is just like flipping a coin. But the thing is, although his stats don't really matter, obviously, because he's only had one versus Zerg. But what I'm trying to say to you, Internet, is that he is up against Jaedong, 63% versus Protoss, who for a living rips off the faces of well-established legends, hence his name, the Legend Killer, is up against TazzA, who people thought was going to be the next big thing for one sunny afternoon when he managed to beat BaToo on his first ever matchup, but since then has not won any match. And this matchup is on Tears of the Moon, Internet, which is a massive 83% in favour of Zerg. So I'm not saying TazzA doesn't stand a chance, and in fact I love new players because their stats don't really mean anything yet, because a lot of amazing players, those of you who saw my Lita Guemchi commentary, will know that, for example, Lita, who is a very, very strong player, did not start out that well. It takes them a while to blossom, and this could be the match where he blossoms. This could be the match where TazzA blossoms, and if he doesn't, we get to see Jaedong absolutely stomp over him. We get to see him romping. Now, one thing I don't really ever understand is the Overlord Scout. I mean, I do understand it, but it just seems like it's not really worth it, you know. They very rarely actually get to the base in time, and by the time it's there, there'll be a static defense, or a Marine, or a Dragoon, or a Hydralisk, or just anything that can shoot air, and then it'll die. And so they've wasted their first farm. It just seems silly to me, Internet. Obviously, if, say, you're on something like Python, and it'll take you a minute and a half to just float it over to the next nearest base and back, just to check they're not right next door. But when there's a reasonable amount of difference, like on this map, it just seems silly to me. Now, obviously, I'm not questioning Jaedong's playstyle. I'm just saying, is it really worth it, Internet? Is it really worth spending all that time sending your Overlord across only to have it destroyed before you can do anything? Anyway, little rant about the Overlord Scout there. I'm sorry about that, Internet. I will begin commentating this matchup. So, as you'll see from TazzA, he has the complete incorrect gateway placement there. That is not where your gateway goes, that is where your observatory goes. All the really good players who know what they're on about, they put the observatory behind the assimilator, not a gateway behind the assimilator. So, Jaedong going for the fast expand, not really much of a surprise there, as he's probably expecting his opponent to go for the forge expand, but instead TazzA has taken a leaf out of the crazy book and actually decided to spend his first few monies actually building something. I know, it's crazy, isn't it, Internet, that a Protoss player would actually build units at the beginning of the match, and then he's doing something even more crazy. He's actually sending them towards his opponent's base. What is he thinking? He should still be behind a forge and a couple of pylons, building away, slowly taking up for the first 8 minutes. Yes, Internet, I'm sick of the Forge Fast Expand. I'm sick of it, I'm sick of it, I'm sick of it, I'm sick, and I'm tired of it. I don't want to see it again. I'm tired of it. The Zerg have figured out a way around it. They just build loads of expansions and then have their Scourge out in time. It don't work no more. It's old. So I'll give TazzA that by the fact that he's, you know, not going for the Forge Fast Expand. He's actually gone in with that initial Zealot. It looks as if nothing came of it and he didn't get... I think he might have got one drone kill with it. He did pop at that original drone, but nevertheless, it looks as if he isn't going for the Forge Fast Expand. What I do think is a bit whack that he's clearly then just going to try and skip straight to Reaver drops, which is just not going to work, mate. I mean, if you're up against just some nameless peon of Zerg that you've never bloody heard of before, then yeah, you could try and just instantly pwn them with Reaver drop, but you're up against Jaedong. It's not going to happen. That robo support is void. You should be building another gateway, pour some zealots out, try and actually break through their front door. Come on. You know what's going to happen. You know you're in vain. I mean, admittedly, he does really have the map not in his favour, talking about TazzA here, but come on, man, you can't just try and get a free win by being able to ferry a Reaver into your opponent's base. It's ridiculous. It's not going to happen. Now, oh my god, look at this. This is going to be a right treat. This is Jaedong's first person view. Look at him over there. Zerglings, go there. Down here. Zerglings, attack that. Back here, build this. Back here, build this. Go that. Build creep colony. Over here, Zerglings, move around, get the probe. Over here, move around, get the probe. Move, move, go. Hydralisk, creep colony. Hydralisk, creep colony. Oh, dim bum. So yeah, that's why you don't win against Koreans, because when you're playing, your screen doesn't look like that. At least certainly mine doesn't. Not anywhere near that speedy. So Zergling manages to run into the base of TazzA. Maybe he should have gone for the forward fast expand joke. So it manages to run in, sees exactly what's going on, and goes, oh, there's a Reaver drop coming. I guess I better build bloody loads of Hydralisks, which he's already done anyway. So, you know, not really that smooth on the part of you, TazzA, you know, and it just seems so cheap. I mean, am I just getting too caught up on this internet? Does it just seem too cheap that TazzA's all his hopes are in that shuttle? His entire chances of winning the game are in that shuttle. I know I made so much of a big point at the start going, oh, he's going to get his face ripped off and Jaedong's going to wear it to the ugly ball. But nevertheless, because that's another thing about TazzA. Is it just me, or does it look to you as if he should be helping Lando Calrissian to co-pilot the Millennium Falcon? Is that just me? Anyway, so the Reaver drop does come in. It's all on this. The Scarab is caught behind the mineral line and then behind the hatchery, and it gets 0 drone kills. Meanwhile, Jaedong, who actually has an army rather than 3 zealots and 1 dragoon. Oh, but one comes in there, looks like he gets about 3 kills, and boom, there it is. The Reaver is dead, and there are actual forces at TazzA's front door. He's even bringing his probes off the mineral line, trying to make this happen, but it is not going to happen. It is not going to happen one bit, and now the front door has been broken, that little pittance of units, but there's a Reaver out. There's another Reaver out. It is not over for TazzA. He can pull this back. He can fend off this force with the Reaver and then do a counter drop. He needs to keep that shuttle alive. I think it's more important for him right now to be keeping that shuttle alive rather than use it to micro the Reaver better. That's just my opinion, but nevertheless, so many of his probes have been going down to this Hydralisk attack. There are Hydralisk reinforcements coming through, and he just has no economy left. He has no expansion, he has no probes in his main, his economy is dead, I'd say. Oh, and once again, Scarab gets caught behind the gateway, it's over, and he knows it. He's just not willing to admit it yet. His Reaver goes down, and now it is free reign inside the base of Jaedong, inside the base of TazzA for Jaedong. Jaedong, just with those 3 Hydralisks left, taking down as many probes as they can before the Zealots, managed to romp them, but TazzA knows his economy is at a standstill. And there it is. There is the GG. This is what's wrong with Protoss play at the moment. That any guy who has 2.5 bloody actions per minute thinks they can just build a Reaver, build a shuttle, get the speed upgrade, get the max Scarabs upgrade, throw it in their opponent's base and think they can win. But your opponents have got wise to it. Stop it, guys. Stop it. Okay, well, I'm also going to be doing the next match. Sorry I'm a bit ranty, guys. I had some bad news yesterday. So I'm in a bit of a critical mood where I'm going to shiv it in and twist it. And you see right there, he's thinking, what am I going to do next match? What am I going to do next match? How am I going to beat this man? If you want to know what he pulls out the bag, check out part 2. Blow.